So you're afraid.
Yeah.
Does school or do schools kill creativity?
Yeah, I think school kills creativity.
Yes, absolutely, it does.
Of course.
The best place to start with regards to that question is by saying that school is a long-standing institution. School goes back many centuries, millennia in fact.
You know, we've got an educational setup that I feel that everybody needs to follow. So it's like when you go outside your box or the box and try to just kind of like do your own thing, it's kind of like really limiting you to explore things more.
It does have a tendency of crippling creativity. And I think that the way in which school does that, well, it does that in many ways, but I think it can be summarized into two main crippling factors, if I may say. So first of all, well, of course I'm speaking from the perspective of somebody who lived in Zambia, because I mean, I don't have any right to speak on anything else. First of all, there's an extreme lack of individualism in terms of approach. And secondly, there's an overbearing bias towards academia in terms of the school program and everything. So these two factors, I think first of all, I think everything falls comfortably into these two factors, and I think that without a doubt they have a crippling effect on creativity.
School is just a system, you get? It's a system that puts people in a box, so to say. Like you are just being fed, you know? It's like we're being brainwashed in a certain way with school. Like even you see the papers that you wrote, the same questions that you did, are the same questions that our fathers did back then. So I feel school is just a system that was created by people.
It binds you, you know, in a specific. It confines you in a specific, you know, region where you have to be there. You need to be within those parameters if you are to answer a certain question.
You believe it needs to be updated?
A lot. It just needs to be updated, especially the African school. We can't be excuse me. We can't be depending on a colonial system and everything. So we need.
But everything
we've
we've built.
We need to add.
But everything we've built,
school.
everything we've done, hasn't it been a product of education or school?
Yeah, but it was a different type of school back then. For example, we know civilization began in Egypt, so back then they had different education. It wasn't an agenda education, but now we got the colonial system is an agenda, in short. The type of school we have now, so we need to update it.
One thing we have to understand is that every single institution, long-standing as it may be, has to allow itself to be subject to constant questioning, constant criticism, and constant update, of course. And school is by no means an exception to that rule.
Exactly. I feel like I'm in a box whereby I need to answer or to do the exact thing which they are expecting. If I do anything out of that, they'll say it is wrong.
My only question is that overbearing bias towards academia, could it have anything to do with societal needs, for instance? Or maybe our greater need as a developing country for people in academics over people in the arts, for instance. So in as much as we realize that there's a problem, I think we have to be as rational as possible in terms of our criticism. We have to analyze exactly why this is happening. So I guess I'm not as radical as some others in terms of a lot of sentiments I've been hearing lately, which seem to advocate some kind of complete overhaul of the system. I agree that there's a problem, but I think it should be looked at and I think it should be analyzed as rationally and as reasonably as possible, because there is, after all, a reason for absolutely everything.